So today we're going to dive into this really powerful system for innovation. It's called the SNS method. And what's so cool about it is the story behind it. It's all about how one team took this feeling of pure frustration and turned it into this incredible structured engine for creating breakthrough ideas.
Have you ever looked at something, anything really, and just thought to yourself, this is just broken? This makes absolutely no sense, right? Well, that exact feeling, that deep down frustration, that was the spark for this entire system. For the team behind this, it wasn't just some random complaint. No, it was the catalyst for everything that came next.
So that feeling became their launch pad. It was the moment they decided to just reinvent their entire approach. It kicked off this massive search to get away from the chaos and the friction of how they were doing things and build a totally new model. One designed from the ground up for excellence and, real creation.
Okay, so how do you even start to replace chaos with order? Well, the very first step was to find a blueprint. They needed a proven, logical framework they could build on. And they didn't mess around. Their search took them straight to the absolute pioneers of modern innovation. I'm talking about world-renowned places like Stanford's D School and the legendary design firm IDEO. They went right to the source, to the best in the business, to find their answers.
And that's when they had their big aha moment. They found something called design thinking. Now, for them, this wasn't just another corporate buzzword you hear thrown around. No, this was the missing piece of the puzzle. It finally gave them a repeatable, human-focused process for tackling really tough challenges. You could say it was a system for building the common sense that they knew was missing right from the start.
But look, a framework is just an idea on paper, right? It's a great start, but to really bring it to life, they knew they had to build an entire culture around it. They needed to create a human engine, really, designed to make this new way of thinking actually take root, grow, and thrive.
So the foundation for this whole culture is what they call the 3 Ps. It's super straightforward. First up is purpose. You got to have a crystal clear why behind everything you do. Then that purpose gets put into action through a consistent process. And for them, that's their design thinking framework. And finally, of course, none of it works without the right people to actually make it happen. See how each one just builds on the last? It's logical.
So what exactly makes someone one of the right people? Well, they define it with this thing called the 3C competency circle. Basically, the ideal person has a mix of 3 key things. First, the right attitude. We're talking curiosity, accountability. Second, strong logical and business skill. And third, deep technical skill. The magic, the real sweet spot for innovation, is right there in the middle, where all 3 of those circles overlap.
Okay, so you've got the culture and the people. Now what? You need a structure to make sure everyone keeps growing, right? And that's where their 5 pillars come in. Now, this isn't just some boring checklist. It's a real, interconnected feedback loop. It's designed to grow the team internally through learning, creativity, and skill development. And then it pushes that growth outward through things like industry partnerships and a solid commitment to social responsibility.
And you can see how this all comes together right here on the SNS roadmap. If you look at that second column, the one labeled Framework and Culture, you'll see it. It shows exactly how the 3P culture, the 3C competency model, and those 5 pillars all just lock together. This is the core operating system of the whole thing. It's what turns these abstract ideas into a real, concrete structure for growth. All right, so at this point, they've built this incredible human-centered system, and it's really humming along. So what's the next step? Well, it's time to pour on some jet fuel. It's time to amplify its power by bringing in smart tools and technology to manage and accelerate the whole shebang. I mean, a system this complex needs some serious tools to keep it on the rails, right? So they use proven stuff. They set these really ambitious targets using OKRs. That stands for Objectives and Key Results, and then they break those big goals down into smaller, actionable steps using SMART goals. Specific, measurable, all that good stuff. And this is where they really hit the accelerator. This is the jet fuel. And their philosophy on AI is so important here. They don't see it as a replacement for people, not at all. They see it as a way to supercharge every single part of the human-centered process they'd already built. It's all about enabling scale, not ripping out the soul of the system. So what does supercharging with AI actually look like in practice? Well, imagine an AI creating a totally personalized career roadmap just for you. Or what if it could generate custom practice tests for you on demand? They're even using it to pull in real-world problems directly from huge startup incubators like Y Combinator. This gives their people a shot at solving some of the most cutting-edge challenges out there. How cool is that? Let's go back to the roadmap for a second. See that section under growth and innovation? That's this acceleration phase we're talking about. This is where Gen I enablement kicks in. It takes all that foundational work they did on culture and frameworks and just scales it up exponentially. And it's all designed to get the team ready for their final massive mission.
So all of this incredible effort, the culture, the framework, the AI, everything, it was all building towards one single, incredibly ambitious mission. And yeah, that mission has a number attached to it, a huge one. Their goal is to use this entire system to launch, get this, 1,000 new AI startups in just 10 years. Let that sink in. This isn't just some training program. It is a full-blown engine for creating companies from scratch.
But really, their ultimate vision is so much bigger than just hitting a number. It's about fundamentally changing a mindset. It says it right here. The real goal is to install design thinking as the core operating system for how their people see the world. It's about creating this deep-seated entrepreneurial spirit, where every challenge just looks like a massive opportunity waiting to happen.
And here it is, the entire journey laid out on one map. You can see it all, from that initial chaos and challenge way over on the left, all the way to their 1,000 AI startups mission on the right. It really is a complete blueprint for turning that raw feeling of frustration into a purpose-driven AI supercharged system that's built for excellence. You know, when you step back and look at it, this whole story is a really powerful blueprint. It shows what's possible when you systematically replace that feeling of frustration with a solid framework, and then you amplify that framework with the right tech. It kind of leaves you with a big question, doesn't it? What's that audacious goal in your world that's maybe just one good system away from becoming a reality?